Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Alright, so I'm sure everybody is noticing Bitcoin going to new lows. Yesterday, the charts of pretty much every single cryptocurrency were just bleeding red. Bitcoin price tumbles to yearly lows amid declining and poor performance in Bitcoin spot ETFs. Now, this is a claim from Whalewire here. He's saying the narrative was that ETFs will usher in trillions of new capital, but the inflows have been very minimal, barely even representing 0.001% of Bitcoin's market value. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I wanted to take a look at some other sources here just to kind of glean some more information. I mean, there is no doubt that Bitcoin price has gone down, but is it because of a lack of interest of Bitcoin ETFs? I don't think so. I mean, I do agree with half of this, the narrative that they were pushing on us plebes. Well, look, get into Bitcoin. It's going up. And then at 48,000, people were piling in. And then sure enough, now the price has dropped to roughly $41,400 per coin. We actually did make a low here of just about $40,000. If I get that out of the way. Here, you guys can see down here, $40,600 per BTC. So a far cry from that 49,000 price mark that we saw up here. Wow, it actually went up on this exchange to $49,000. And I could tell, right? People were asking me, should I get into Bitcoin? People in my real life. And I was saying, no, just wait. This thing is going to correct. By the way, I just updated my Patreon with some market insights and, continuing to just monitor the market, getting ready to deploy my capital when the time is right. So if you guys are interested in following my trading journey, what I'm trading, you can follow all that at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Right now, though, market is depressed a little bit. Let's see how much it actually did come down since that high for Bitcoin. So we are now down about 15%. And I mean, that's a start. I mean, we could see this realistically go down anywhere between 20 to 30%. We have, seen that in the past. Just on these corrections, even back when the market was bullish in 2023, 20% correction there for Bitcoin. And this is just a correction as we're chugging to the upside. So, I mean, I don't think we are out of the woods quite yet. But guys, it's going to get very, very interesting very, very soon, I think. Right now, an XRP is trading at about 54.9, so just under 55 cents per XRP. Just looking at that XRP chart, though, you guys can see the Nike swoosh pattern still holding up. But I mean, just back to this. Why is it? Are people interested in this Bitcoin ETF? Let's just take a look at this first, okay? 34,000 a Bitcoin by the halving. In past cycles, Bitcoin price was successfully at negative 56, negative 54, negative 52. From the previous all-time highs when the halving did occur. So what Titan of Crypto is looking at here is the all-time high price before the halving. And so what he's noticing is that the price of Bitcoin has actually been about 50% off the all-time high price before the halving did occur. So that's another interesting metric here, another interesting way to look at this. 50% would bring Bitcoin, coincidentally, down in and around here, a level of support that we did see hit back in January of 2022. A $34,000 Bitcoin roughly could in fact be in the cards. We would still be making a higher low if that were the case. Again, I'm going to keep my thumb on the pulse of the market and let my patrons know when I'm going to be deploying that capital. I mean, guys, I think this is the one last time that I'm going to be purchasing cryptocurrencies, but that could change, of course, at any point. So keeping my thumb on the pulse of the market in case anything does change. So a $34,000 Bitcoin, I mean, there's a range there. It's not unlikely, and it certainly would not be surprising. XRP drops also brought this to our attention. What has changed since the spot ETFs launched in the United States? Stephen McClurg from Valkyrie, the financial advisors, can't give access to these products. We are still understanding the asset class ourselves, so it's looking as though some of these hedge funds are still scrambling, maybe a little bit. Listen to this.
I think has changed now that these ETFs are live, specifically as it pertains to the perception of crypto.
Yeah, what's interesting is I've spoken to several different institutions out there that oversee financial advisors and platforms. And what I've noticed is a very common thread that clients are calling their advisors asking for access to Bitcoin. And a lot of the advisors are having to say, no, we can't do that just yet. We're still understanding the asset class ourselves. And what a lot of them are telling their clients is that, well, maybe you want a Bitcoin adjacent ETF, such as Bitcoin miners or some other type of Bitcoin ecosystem fund. And that has seemed to be a very popular place for financial advisors to direct their clients while they're still trying to figure out Bitcoin.
So, in and amongst the scramble here, advisors don't want to lose their clients' business, so they are directing them to other Bitcoin-related funds. And that is where the ETFs come in handy. Michael Branch also bringing us this. BlackRock's new Bitcoin ETF secures 25,000 Bitcoin in holdings. So in effect, CryptoNews.com is asking, is the institutional FOMO underway? BlackRock's new spot Bitcoin ETF, IBIT, has attracted considerable interest from both retail and institutional investors since launching last week. The fund has already amassed over 25,000 Bitcoin, representing more than $1 billion in holdings at current prices. BlackRock iShares U.S. product head Rachel Aguirre told Bloomberg that IBIT has seen inflows from diverse groups of investors looking to gain exposure to Bitcoin on day one of the ETF's trading. So that is the statement there from Bloomberg. Here's the quote. We're seeing interest from retail, self-directed investors, and some who were ready to invest on day one. So this isn't even institutions. While Aguirre declined to comment on potential model portfolio allocations to Bitcoin, she expressed BlackRock's excitement regarding investors exploring this new asset class. So guys, it's looking like everybody is clamoring to get in, even South Korea. Another one here from Michael. Everybody in the pool. South Korea's presidential office pushes for local spot Bitcoin ETF approval amid regulatory debate. So I guess, if it's good enough for the U.S., it's good enough for South Korea as well. In a recent development, South Korea's Office of the President has called upon the country's financial regulator to reconsider the possibility of approving a local spot Bitcoin ETF. This move comes amidst a broader discussion about regulating cryptocurrencies within the nation. While South Korea explores potential changes in its regulatory approach, other Asian countries have also weighed in on the spot Bitcoin ETF matter. So guys, I will link all this in the description if you want to read further. Just wanted to touch on some of these stories because, despite the Bitcoin decline in price, and to be honest, I think there is, in fact, more interest in Bitcoin and the Bitcoin spot ETFs than some are conveying here. So, again, going to keep our eye on the market. And of course, I'm going to be letting my patrons know at patreon.com when I'm going to be getting into maybe one or two different altcoins, more altcoins, adding to my portfolio. So I'd be up to nearly 15 or 16 diversified different altcoins. And guys, some of these altcoins are actually down below the price that I initially got in at. So for down cost average, that might be an option, guys. As you can see, sentiment is now at 56. It's slowly declining, slowly but surely, a sea of red in the crypto space. But, it's all part of the game. I'm glad this came out too. XRP Drops pointing this out. Annual crypto crime trends reported by Chainalysis. Illicit activity declined 40% in 2023 compared to 2022 as scams and hacks dropped. But ransomware and darknet activity increased. So some metrics here on illicit activity, what, the politicians are talking about, trying to scare us out of this quote unquote risky investment. Listen to this.
Released its annual crypto crime trends report this morning, revealing that illicit activity declined in 2023 compared to the year before, as scams and hacks dropped, but ransomware and darknet activity increased. According to this report from the blockchain intelligence firm, more than $24 billion worth of crypto was received by illicit addresses last year. That's a nearly 40% drop from 2022. The research also reveals that cybercriminals ditched Bitcoin for stablecoins, which accounted for the majority of illicit transaction volume in 2023, as they did in 2022. Before that, Bitcoin was the preferred crypto among criminals, accounting for a majority of transaction volume every year between 2018 and 2021.
So it's interesting. I mean, yesterday we got Jamie Dimon talking about Bitcoin being the pet rock. He was saying that he was bullish on the technology, the blockchain technology, but there are just some cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin that are used for money laundering, fraud, tax avoidance, so on and so forth. Yet, when we really look at the metrics, now it is being noted that there has been a change with criminals using stable coins. And guys, I think they know this, and this is why they want stablecoin regulation to come sooner than later. That is, obviously the first thing that they want to sort out before all these other cryptocurrencies. I mean, it's a mammoth task, but I guess they got their work cut out for them. I don't know what else to say about that. Despite the fact that they're pushing the narrative to scare us, guys, there are hackers and hijacks in the space. VChain just recently released this on their X page. VChain's X page presented a supposed giveaway for VET holders with a phony contribution address attached. So if you guys do hold VChain, or maybe you're following the VChain official Twitter account, you may have seen this. We're happy to present a giveaway for VET holders Well, apparently VChain's official Twitter account did get hacked. So this is fake news. I hope you guys did not click on anything here. This was the official statement released by VChain just the other day. Dear community, you may have noticed we suffered a momentary account breach on X this morning. Security is top priority. We had 2FA enabled with a randomly generated password. We are performing a thorough investigation to identify the vector, and we'll introduce new internal security protocols as a result. Thankfully, our team were quick to respond, yada, yada, yada. Good job, VFam. And I hope you guys did not click on any links to any kind of supposed VChain giveaway. Guys, the crypto space is heating up, and we're going to be seeing this more and more as the days go on. VChain retracing with the rest of the market. So no surprise there. One of those cryptocurrencies in my legacy portfolio, but also in the $10,000 plus portfolio that I'm sharing with my Patreon subscribers. So VChain, one of those double-edged sword cryptos, kind of like XRP. It's got the real world utility, but it also is one of those fast movers in the spec market once it does finally get off the ground. So you can see VChain has already moved quite a bit in 2023, in Q4 specifically. Unfortunately, we cannot say the same for XRP, although we have been seeing quite the grind to the upside. And guys, it's only a matter of time. Some more VChain news here. VChain to launch smart contract wallets. This one coming from Michael Branch. So this would be connecting billions of people, not millions, billions of people and companies for mass adoption and blockchain leadership. VChain, a prominent player in the blockchain space, is gearing up for the introduction of smart contract wallets, a development set to connect billions of people and companies worldwide. This move does not only underscore VChain's commitment to technology advancements, but also solidifies its leadership in the blockchain space. The announcement, highlighted by popular VChain community member Eisenreich on X, reveals that VChain is on the verge of introducing account abstraction. This development will pave the way for utilization of smart contract wallets, opening up exciting possibilities for both developers and users. Eisenreich expressed optimism about the future, noting the potential for widespread adoption. So, could this get VChain more utilized by some other major companies? We already have seen that they have some pretty big partnerships, like with Walmart, BMW in China, and there's a handful of other major VChain partnerships that are already that have already kind of been introduced. Here's the quote. VChain is set to introduce account abstraction in the near future. This development will greatly contribute to the widespread adoption of VChain as it enables the use of smart contract wallets. Exciting times lie ahead for both VChain and Safe Tech Labs. So some interesting news here that will hopefully get more VChain adoption off the ground. Currently, they're undergoing a comprehensive audit of smart contracts associated with AA by the reputable cybersecurity company Hacked. This meticulous approach ensures that the core account abstraction contracts will meet the highest standards before being made available on both testnet and mainnet. VChain's strategic focus on connecting billions of individuals and businesses reflects its goal of making blockchain technology accessible on a global scale. And guys, this is where we're going to see the utility. This is where we're going to see the price appreciation. When we do see the utility really move and we see companies like VChain really bang out that adoption on a global scale. So, in a spec market, last bull run, we saw the VET token go up here, roughly 27, 28 cents. And right now it's trading at a steal of a deal at around, just under 3 cents, 0.0288 per VET token. So anyway, thought that was interesting. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Guys, I happen to see this too from the Crypto Hulk exposed. Look at the countries that are secret Ripple partners. Well, I noticed something very interesting, kind of on the heels of that Google Flare Networks partnership. I don't know if you guys remember, I did a video earlier this week, Google's connection to XRP through Flare. If you guys didn't catch this video that I did, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. And so we have that connection to Flare. Indirectly, it is surmised that Google does hold XRP. And I mean, it just makes sense considering these other connections as well. Check this out. India partners Google Pay to take UPI global. So India's NPCI is joining forces with Google Pay to bring its hugely popular unified payments infrastructure, or rather interface, to other countries. So this was originally launched in 2016. The UPI has been central to India's efforts to use digital payments to boost financial inclusion and has now handled well over 100 billion transactions since 2016. In 2020, the NPCI set up a subsidiary to push the UPI as well as the RuPay card network outside of India. Now the international arm has inked a memorandum of understanding with Google Pay, specifically Google Pay India, designed to accelerate the global expansion of UPI in 3 ways. So first, it wants to seek and to broaden the use of UPI payments for travelers outside of India, which is smart. If there are people traveling in India, they want to be able to transact. And Google obviously is already a global company, so using Google Pay to transact is a very popular method. So this would enable them to make transactions abroad. Second, it intends to assist the establishing UPI-like digital payment system in other countries. And lastly, it will offer the use of UPI infrastructure for cross-border remittances. The NPCI says it wants to provide foreign merchants access to Indian customers who will no longer have to rely on foreign currency or credit or Forex cards to make digital payments and will instead have the option of using UPI-powered apps from India, including Google Pay. So guys, interesting to say the least. Now, what about the NPCI Ripple connection? I happened to dig this up on the Ripple Reddit board here. From 7 years ago, Ripple in talks with National Payment Corporation of India, or rather NPCI, and this was given coverage in one of India's biggest newspapers at the time. So here's actually a JPEG of the newspaper, the actual newspaper that ran the article. Ripple in talks with NPCI banks for AC transfers globally, and Axis Bank was on board with them too. Google-backed payment company Ripple is in talks with banks in India. That's the other thing. Google was one of those first AC funders of Ripple. They are in talks with the Bank of India and the National Payments Corporation of India, the NPCI, to facilitate account-to-account transfers globally without having to be a part of any network. Axis Bank and Yes Bank were involved. And guys, fast forward to today. Now India is partnering with Google Pay to take UPI global. So the connections are very obvious here. Obviously, XRP probably one of the front runners to be utilized in this real world situation for cross-border transfers. So unlike Dogecoin, XRP has a use case. This is another clip from Davos. Brad Garlinghouse kind of throwing Dogecoin under the bus. Listen to this.
What we haven't seen yet that I still think we will eventually see is a separation of wheat and chaff of, what are the assets? How are these technologies being used to solve real problems that have real demand versus ones, I'll pick on Dogecoin. I don't get it. Other than Elon Musk as the central actor, I don't see the use case and the purpose. And I'm sure I'll get lots of shit for saying that Dogecoin's not, but oh well.
Yeah. Brad, it sounds like Brad's like, I don't care. I'm going to say it and I do not care. Now, he mentioned the wheat and the chaff, separating that. It's funny because I've heard that before. Guys, check this out. Mr. Poole posting these images back in 2020 and 2022, respectively, of the wheat and the chaff. And Brad Garlinghouse mentioning the same comment at Davos yesterday. Obviously, it's going to be those utility coins that have the long-term prospect to grow. This is why, guys, my portfolio is diversified. I used to think, okay, utility coins only. But in this speculative bull run, we can and will see other cryptocurrencies that run. So again, if you want to follow what I'm trading, patreon.com/workingmoney channel. I also happen to see this. Eleanor Turret, court decisions could rein in SEC authority over the crypto industry. So, a lot of this we already know. Recently, we did just have that large Coinbase hearing a couple of days ago. Eleanor Turret penned this article for Fox Business. I just wanted to go, where was it? Down here. The crypto industry, for its part, says the current SEC registration process does not cater to the nuances of blockchain technology, and therefore it's impossible for them to simply come in and register their products. It believes many token offerings don't meet the Howey test requirements because there's no underlying contract between issuers and buyers, a key requirement for satisfying the test. It also thinks the SEC is acting outside its mandate and that Congress should give jurisdiction to the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, known for a slightly lighter touch when it comes to regulation. So she mentions Judge Fela here from the Coinbase case. Fela has echoed the industry's concerns that the SEC is broadening its horizons too when it comes to cryptocurrency. Here is the quote: "I am concerned that what you're asking for is too broad a definition of what constitutes a security." So Judge Fela did come out and say this: "I care about how the law develops in this case before me, and I care what it means going forward." So the debate in the Coinbase case is being played out both in Congress and in other legal cases. In July, the crypto industry was handed a partial victory when U.S. Southern District Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that the XRP token was not sold as an illegal security when it was traded between retail investors on exchanges. So now this becomes a sticking point. How much XRP utility will we end up seeing in the US? Brad Garlinghouse did comment on this on Fox Business at Davos yesterday. Listen to this.
Well, that settlement you just referred to, congratulations to you and to Grayscale. What does this mean for you in terms of new business opportunities now that that's behind?
Look, Ripple really thrived under the scrutiny of the SEC, but outside the United States. My hope is that now that there is at least clarity for Ripple that XRP is not a security, that opens up the U.S. market a little bit. The challenge, of course, is you still have U.S. regulators who are pretty hostile, right? The SEC continues their litigation, enforcement through litigation, and even the OCC has been pretty negative about crypto. My view is this is a technology, this is an asset class that is here to stay. We need to embrace it and understand that. And I think ultimately the U.S. typically gets it right. It's just taking a little while.
So what's the pushback for Jamie Dimon, who was on the program last week saying, look who's using crypto, terrorists, look who's using sex traffickers?
My reaction to that is terrorists and sex traffickers use cash. If you look on a percentage basis, I'm not trying to say that any new technology, bad actors can use any new tool. Bad actors will use AI. Bad actors will use crypto. I think there are a lot of very good actors in crypto who are doing the right thing. Ripple only works with regulated financial institutions. You can't have anonymous transactions using Ripple's technology. So, some of those things I think are good political talking points. They're not reality.
Yeah, well said. Brad, great to have you this morning.
Thanks.
So that was a shorter segment from a longer clip there, but I thought I'd just show you that last little bit. Ripple looking to use XRP in the United States very, very soon. The regulation part of it, guys, still a big component, even though XRP did get clarity. And now Eleanor Turret saying court decisions could rein in the SEC authority over the crypto industry. So are we going to see this happen sooner rather than later? Let me just bring up this point too from Mr. HBAR. I read it this way. When Joel Katz, or rather David Schwartz did say, we're still figuring this out. We don't currently have ODL related sales with a US nexus, and not able to do so is not really a huge deal. We can still use ODL in the US so long as XRP is never sourced from Ripple specifically. And Mr. HBAR putting a positive spin on this. If Ripple wants to do ODL related sales in the US, they sell on the open market. It is the legally simplest and clearest way. So it could well be that Ripple has changed strategy here after the ruling. Very interesting point here. I don't see XRP being held back for long, guys. It's only a matter of time. As I keep saying, it's only a matter of time. These things take a while. I think XRP is at an attractive price, but if you guys want to see what I'm cost averaging all my coins at, I'm letting everybody know too how much money or where the money is being allocated in the $10,000 plus portfolio, which coins I'm diversifying into, and also going to be talking about my legacy portfolio talk. It's all at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. That's just my opinion, though. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.